If you're thinking about building a home in Texas, then this video is gonna save you thousands, because I'm gonna talk about the top types of new construction that I would avoid like the plague. As a real estate broker and a mortgage broker, I've been in the industry for almost 10 years and I've seen some things. So I'm gonna share that with you today. I hope you enjoy. So from beer cans in the walls to construction delays and pushy salespeople, building a home can be an amazingly rewarding experience or a safety hazard and a money pit. And the internet is full of people and their stories about how a builder messed them over one way or another.
You tell me we spend over $500,000 with the biggest builder in America and we can't even live in the house because they messed up?
So this is not a scare you out of buying a new construction video. This is an inform you and empower you type of video, so that when it comes time for you to build your home, you can know you got this. I'm curious to hear your perspective, whether you agree or disagree. Leave it in the comments. And if you have a story, I would also like to hear that as well. So number one is mega home builders. You know, the type of companies that try and build the cheapest home possible as fast as possible. And I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. Some of the largest home builders in the country are notorious for prioritizing profits over people. And when it comes to buying their homes or recommending their homes to my people, I just can't do it. And the crazy thing is, these large home builders are very upfront with the fact that they're gonna cut cost by any means necessary.
The more houses we build, the faster we can build them, the lower price we can sell them.
So who should you get to build your home? Well, me personally, I prefer a regional or local home builder, somebody that is big enough to source great materials, but small enough to make sure that they're gonna pay extra special attention to your particular project. And they're also gonna know what styles do people in this particular region like, and their customer service is gonna be top notch, as well as their warranties, at least for the most part. Now, I understand the importance of affordability. And if the only way you can get an affordable home through a home builder is to go through one of the largest ones in the country, I got it. But check their reputation first. Also, make sure that you get the home inspected before you ever close, and have a real estate professional walk through that home in every phase. You don't have to be an expert to eyeball some shoddy work. And that brings me to my next point. Any home builder that won't let you hire a third-party inspector or a buyer's agent, or they just make it like really difficult to do, run away. It's not worth it. Because why? A buyer's agent and a home inspector are essentially advocates for your best interest. And any builder that does not want you to have an advocate in a transaction of that size and magnitude, well, they got something to hide. And most times, the things that are problematic in a home, you can't see them by just walking through and looking at the drywall. Like, they're on the inside. So make sure that you have an inspector to check every shingle, every window, every outlet, and get up in the attic and check all of the beams. You want somebody who's on your side. If a builder makes this hard for you to do, then I say run away, because I wouldn't do it. Another quick word on inspectors. It's best to get one who does not live in your town. It's like a little ways out, because they're not so worried about maintaining a relationship with the agent or the builder. So there's no conflict of interest, and they're gonna point out everything you need to know about that house. They're not gonna be conflicted on whether they're gonna blow this deal or not. All they're gonna do is take good care of you. The next type of new build I would not buy is from a builder that has gone bankrupt, or a builder that's about to go bankrupt. Now, it's hard to spot one that's about to go bankrupt, but if the salesperson is super pushy, they're slashing prices like crazy, and they have a ton of unfinished projects going on at once, then you might want to be a little wary of that builder, because they could end up insolvent. Now, when it comes to actual bankrupt builders, there's a ton of developments that I'm seeing right now on the news from builders who just didn't finish the projects and they went bankrupt. I even had a client call me and say, hey, this builder went bankrupt. I want to buy this home. How do we put in an offer? I would not do that by any means. I just couldn't. Here's the thing. One of the best things about getting a new build is the warranty guarantee that comes on the work. And if that builder's bankrupt and you buy it through like a receivership or whoever selling it, then there's nobody there to guarantee the work. Like you'll have your insurance company or your home warranty company, but that's just not enough. And it's probably better to go towards a resale. Now, with resale, you might not have the guarantees, right? But that house has been sitting there for several years most times, and you know that like it's not moving. But if a builder went bankrupt, you got to think the people that were building that house were probably not getting paid properly, not incentivized to do a good job, and there is no telling what's going on behind the walls in that place. I just would stay as far away as possible. All right, the next type of new construction that I just would not buy is the model home package. You know, the house that has all the bells and the whistles, everything that you see in the model home. Why? Because most times you can get that stuff done cheaper by somebody on Angie's List, and the builder is going to charge you out of the wazoo for that stuff, and it won't hold up whenever it's time for resale. A lot of that stuff is considered like personal preference. And when it's time for you to go up against comparable sales in your neighborhood, well, maybe all your neighbors didn't get that stuff done. And so that's going to bring the value of the house down. Those upgrades that you ended up paying an arm and a leg for at closing just don't translate to a higher price when it's time to resell. At least in most cases, they don't. Now, there are some exceptions, but in most cases, it will not. Now, me personally, I would get the builder to build me a nice home and probably do upgrades to the bathrooms and the kitchens, because those are the things that seem to matter most. Maybe one of those big, huge glass doors if you're gonna do that, but that's where it would stop. Anything else that I wanted, I would do it myself, and I would take my time to get there. Also, I'm not financing any repairs. I gotta pay for those cash because, again, it does not always translate to a higher home price when it's time to resell. The next type of new construction that I just would not touch is a new construction built with a useless HOA. Now, I know most of y'all are gonna say HOAs are useless anyway, but kind of like mine. I mean, we just got a brand new amenity center. We have all these green spaces. Like, it makes sense the amount of money that we pay every quarter so that they can maintain these things, and it adds to our quality of life. But I know of more than one community that has an HOA and there are no amenities, no green spaces, no parks, nothing. It's just pointless. It just seems like a way for people to govern the way you're gonna live, and they don't actually keep home prices going higher. So if you go to a builder and there's an HOA in that community, get a good reason why it's actually there. Because if they can't tell you what they do to maintain that community, keep your values high, and all of those great things, then I would just walk away and go somewhere where my dollar actually matters and my dollar is actually getting me something of value. So useless HOAs, they're a no-go for me. Okay, so here's a little golden nugget for you, because in a perfect world, everybody's gonna do what they say and the builder is gonna stand by their product regardless. But world ain't perfect. So one of the best ways to see what's really going on is to dig a bit deeper and go to the community Facebook group. Now, this is especially for communities that have been a little bit more established and people are already living in the homes, but they're going to tell you what problems they're having with their homes, what problems they're having with the builder, what they like and what they don't like about the community. So before you sign on the dotted line, go do a little bit more research, dive into the community Facebook, and I guarantee you get the real feel of the community. Now, for the ones that have just been built up, you can go to Trustpilot, Pissed Customer, and Yelp, Google. Like, go and see the reviews and see what people are saying about the builder, see what they're saying about the builder's rep. All of this stuff matters. And no one's perfect, but at least you can set the proper expectations for yourself. Now, when it's time for you to build your home, I know you're gonna go in knowledgeable and empowered. I believe in you. I know that you got this. If you wanna talk a little bit further one-on-one about your particular situation and get some advice, click the link in the description. I'm happy to sit down with you and just go over your real estate goals. Beyond that, I appreciate you for watching, and check out the next one. I think you're really gonna dig it. Peace.